coming.
All right, what do you want? You want the Instagram 411. We know it. We're so excited to share this with you guys today. I'm Blair Critch. This is Kelly Hoover. We are Blessed Mama Bosses. We are here and we created this group for you, for the busy mom who has big goals. We want to help you achieve your goals, maintain your success without sacrificing time with your family. And it's summertime, which means even more important to make sure that we're helping you with those tips, strategies, and skills to be able to be successful, maintain that success without sacrificing time with your family. So we're excited to be on here today. We're talking all about Instagram basics. I have learned a lot of what I've learned through Instagram from Kelly. So I'm so excited that we're sharing this with you guys today. But we've spent a lot of time together researching, taking courses, listening to podcasts, doing the important stuff behind the scenes so that we can share these things with you. And listen, Instagram is one of those things that's always evolving. So do you use Instagram to grow your business? Drop below, let us know, be honest, because maybe you don't. It took me a while. I played around on there. I used it more for personal, sharing with friends and doing things like that before I really learned how to use it for my business. I was a little intimidated by it. I was rocking and still rock Facebook, and Instagram scared me for a while. So if you are not using it, that's okay. We're going to share with you some basic things today that will help you. If you want to be able to use it, at the end, Kelly's going to give you more information on our inner circle, because that's where you're really going to learn more and grow the way that I have. So we all know that we love statistics around here, right? We love for you guys to know the information, know the goods, know the why, and it's oftentimes why we decide to train on certain things and how we learn on certain things. But did you know that Instagram is where the influence marketing, think about that word, influence marketing, really began? And it's honestly its own industry now. So in fact, Instagram users are not fatigued on brands. And that's really important, because I don't know if you guys have been hearing a lot of this lately, but there's going to be some gaslighting going on as we re-enter post-COVID. What does that mean? That means that we're going to be inundated with marketing. It's going to be all over TV. It's going to be all over Facebook. It's going to be all over Instagram. There's going to be so much mass gaslighting, emails, because people want you to get back to the norm, right? But what we have found is Instagram has not lost out on sales. It's continued to have success even through COVID, right? Because people on there are not fatigued by brands, and 83% of Instagram users have purchased products based on what they've seen on Instagram. So let's jump into it today. We're here to give you a few tips. Kelly?
I love it. It is amazing, the fact I hear so many of you, so many people in general just say, I saw this on Instagram. I saw this friend, this influencer share this. So I went and reached out to it. I mean, it's almost a daily thing. I know myself, I have gone to search and gone to places. Think about how you were influenced by what you see on Instagram. All right. And then that's what you should be doing for your business. So I want to ask you a question. Do you know how old Instagram is? Okay, drop in the comments. I'm going to tell you in just a minute, but I'm curious. And don't go search in Google, okay? How old do you think Instagram is? All right, so first, really, truly, the basics of Instagram. There are really two spots that you need to know about, all right? And that is your grid and your stories. All right, you can really, truly view your grid and your stories as two resources. It's almost like having two different parts of social media, okay? So you use them differently. People love stories so much. In fact, a lot of Instagram users don't even scroll through and look at grids. They just look at the stories, which Blair's going to dive into in a minute. But first, I'm going to share a little bit about your Instagram grid, okay? We just finished training inside the Inner Circle on extreme details about this, and I'm going to share more with you about that at the end. But I just want you to know your Instagram grid is like your magazine cover, okay? It's your storefront. It's when someone goes to your profile and they see, oh, this is what she's all about. You just through simple photography, they can tell a lot about you if you're choosing the right thing, okay? So how are you showing up? what does your magazine cover look like on Instagram? Okay. And I'm not talking about like you being beautiful in every single photo. You can certainly, if you're in the fitness industry, I know we have a lot of different fitness people with inside this group. Absolutely show up in your sweaty self, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your magazine cover being who you are as a brand, okay? And it's not just about your products, business, or services. It's you as an individual. Who are you as your brand? And so one of the things that we talk about in our deep dive training inside the Inner Circle is how to make sure those photos look good and how to make sure that you are getting the most out of every single grid post. You post it, but you just don't want to throw up a photo and throw up some sayings and just post and pray that people are going to find you. There's great content out there, but how are you getting seen? And so there are so many different things when you post about tagging, about geotagging, which I'm going to share with you in a minute. So many different things that you can do with inside one post that make your post work for you all over the Instagram platform. And these are things that we just dove into in the Inner Circle. Okay. These are things that you get to learn when you are part of that membership group. But one tip I'm going to give you today is geotagging. Make sure that every single post that you put up has a geotag. And here's a really cool thing. It doesn't have to be where you physically are located. All right. So for example, let's just say I recently posted a photo that I was in Maui, because guess what? That's where the photo was. I posted Maui. Guess what? When someone looks at that geotag for Maui, my photo is going to appear, even though I'm all the way on the East Coast of South Carolina. In fact, it was so fun. I even had a friend reach out to me and say, "Are you in Hawaii right now?" And I'm like, "No, silly. That's where the photo was. That's the geotag." But all about geotag is you don't have to physically be there. Let's say you're trying to grow an area. Let's say we have some franchise owners in here. Let's say that you are trying to help a franchise grow. You geotag the location, the city where they are. Let's say you're trying to grow a team in a certain area. You geotag that. You show up there. All right. And we're always safe about social media, right? And this is one of the safety features as well, is you don't necessarily want someone to know exactly where you are in that moment or exactly where you live. So you geotag somewhere else, okay? Keep people guessing. It's fun and it allows you to interact with different cities all over. So that is one tip that you definitely can use and you can apply today. Also, the last thing I want to share with you about your grid is I want you to think about the spacing and the words that you are choosing. I will tell you, on Instagram, captions and the words matter so much more, necessarily more than on a Facebook platform, because Instagram, you are connecting. It is very acceptable on Instagram to connect with people that you don't have a clue who they are, right? On Facebook, some people do and some people don't. It's not as widely accepted, okay? A lot of people want to know or be in the same industry as someone. On Instagram, you don't know these people. They don't know you. You're connecting through hashtags. So you want to make sure that your words, your captions, they really matter. They get people to read more and click on your highlights and learn more about you. So Blair, why don't you share a little bit with us about stories?
Yeah, absolutely. And here's something I want to encourage you guys on. If Instagram is something that still makes you a little bit nervous, you don't feel great about it, stories can really be fun. So start off, if you feel more comfortable with stories, using your stories. Because like Kelly said, a lot of people only look at stories. And I have really been able to master my stories, I feel like, way better than my grid. I just feel more authentic and real when I'm in my stories, because to me, it's like a behind the scenes. It's like my dream come true. I've always wanted to be like Real Housewives of Fort Lauderdale, right? It is my Real Housewives of Fort Lauderdale. I'm able to show the true me, the true behind the scenes, have fun with it, okay? But here's the thing, stories are up for 24 hours a day. I know most of you guys know that, but are you utilizing that? Are you going back before bed every night and taking a picture of who's following your story all the way through? That's a huge mark right there that that person's interested. Have you reached out to them? Are you taking a picture at night before you go to bed to see who answered your polls, who answered the questions, who did the CTA, which we're going to talk about in just a second. So do you have a plan for your stories, okay? Do you plan out each day? That's a great question, right? I plan out each day of my stories, but I also throw in some fun stuff. Like if you watched me last week, my 16-year-old's driving me around now. So I'm like doing behind the scenes while I'm in the car, having some fun, showing some fun stuff, right? Also, do you get on there and actually talk to your audience? They really are receptive to that. So you need to see your numbers. I find that when I actually hold the phone and do quick little clips of talking, I have way more people follow my stories longer. Okay, but here's another quick tip about that. When you speak, you have to make sure you also write something on there so they know what it's about, because a lot of people are scrolling really fast and they might not even listen to it. But if they see a little snippet of what it's about, they might click and listen to it. All right. And also show behind the scenes. Like I said, it's like your own reality show. Now, like Kelly said, let's be safe. So you don't have to show everything. You don't have to show all your kids. You don't have to show all those things, but you could show like, hey, this is what I'm really looking like while I'm on Zoom today. It might look pretty this half, but here's what the bottom half looks like. Or here's our day. We're going out to the beach today. Here's what's going on here locally. Here's what we're seeing in our area. Do some behind the scenes so they really get to know you, like Kelly said. But I also want you to think about your strategy. Okay, what is your strategy on stories? What are you trying to sell? What are you trying to share? What are you trying to offer as an opportunity or a product or a service? You need to know that when you're doing it. Okay, now inside Inner Circle, we dove deep into the details of how to make your stories, how to set them up correctly, how to do them. But we're going to share with you one golden nugget from that, which is making a CTA always. What is CTA? If you know, drop it below. It's call to action. It is important that you do that. I went for a whole year without ever doing that. And after learning and going through an Instagram training, I was like, why in the world was I not doing a CTA? I do a CTA all the time on my posts. I do CTAs when I'm going live. Why was I not utilizing stories that way? So ask yourself that question. Are you doing a call to action at the end of your stories? Does your story even have a point? Okay, that's what I mean by does your story have a strategy? What are you trying to sell or provide? And what is the point of it? Make sure you know that, with the end being the call to action. Okay, so I'm going to share really quick what I mean by that. What I'm saying is, let's say you're trying to sell your lipstick. Okay, so you're going to go on. Maybe you're going to show first what is the one thing that you put on your face that makes you feel complete before you walk out of the house. Okay, so maybe you ask that question. Then your next one might be you going live, showing yourself putting on your favorite lipstick. This is the one thing I need to walk out of my house and feel confident. What is it for you? I can't wait to hear. Make sure you message me back. Then the next one might be you showing, like doing something fun with the lipstick or showing different shades. Maybe you hold up your lipstick with a bunch of different shade colors. And then the next thing you do is you do something for a call to action. Okay, curious which color I think would look best on you? Message me a picture of you and I'll let you know. Right? That would be a great call to action. I would love to know what color somebody thinks I should be wearing, whether I choose to buy it from them or not. It's going to get me into a conversation with you. Or your call to action might be, here's a huge sale that we're having today on this particular lipstick. Click this link or message me to get your deal, right? Or to find out what the deal is. Something that's going to make them reach out to you or answer your question or DM you. Okay, that's another great feature, guys, on your stories right now, is the DM feature. So you could say something like, want to know which color I think would look best on you? DM me, click this button below, send me a picture of you. All right. Hopefully, you guys, that was helpful. It's just a teeny bit because we want to see you inside Inner Circle. We're going to really learn these things.
Yes, I love it. Stories, you guys, it allows, you've heard us before talk about having, really showing up on social media marketing and having people come into your inbox. And stories is a way to do that. It's a way to connect with people on a very, very easy way. So I love them. I know for my personal health and wellness business, it has been huge for people coming into my inbox and being able to help others. Also for Blessed Mama Bosses. Some of you may have ended up in this group or in the Inner Circle as a result of Instagram or a story or a grid post. So I told you I was going to tell you how old Instagram is. So it is 10 years old this year, you guys, in 2020. Isn't that crazy? Like 10 years. It's not that long. So really think about it. It's still a very newer platform. So as Blair said, don't be afraid. Oftentimes when we don't know how to do something or we don't feel that we've mastered it, we just sort of sit back and we don't take the plunge. And that was me almost 2 years ago. I had no idea how to post on Instagram. I had no idea. I had built a very successful business on Facebook, but I knew Instagram was growing. I knew that it was a different market. I knew that people were getting sick and tired sometimes of the things that were on Facebook and they were going to a new platform. I knew that there were younger people on Instagram. So I dove in. I actually hired an Instagram coach. I hired an Instagram coach who taught me a lot about it. And that was over 2 years ago. And Blair and I both have really dove in and grown our following, grown our networking on Instagram. And we really dive into a lot of that. This month, we're spending a lot of time inside the Inner Circle on teaching Instagram basics. We did that today. We taught all about that. And it's not too late for you to get that training. You can certainly come in and grab it. In fact, you get the resources from all of our training. Next week, we're talking about engagement. This is such a crucial and fun training of how to engage. And actually, we will give you a set system of how we use engagement and how you can grow your following in a natural, organic way. So I'm so excited about that training. Now, a lot of you have asked about questions about the Inner Circle. What all do you get? Because there is a lot. We know, and sometimes it can get overwhelming to know, like, what all is in there. I hear them talk about this and that. So here is what you get. Every single month, we provide social media content for you. So many of you say, I don't know what to post. I just blank. I'm spending all of this time, so I just don't do it, or I just throw up something, because that is not the approach to grow your business. So every single month, you get social media content. You can tweak it to make it your own. You can use it on different days, but you have an idea for every single day. It includes engaging posts and social media graphics. That's just like a small percentage, but that is what a lot of people really intrigues them about joining. We do training, we do deep dive training, we do specific mindset training. We just did a training last week on specific mindset about how to overcome a failure mentality. You get algorithm boosters. So you get 2 of those a month, you guys, where you really truly dive in. You get to boost your algorithm. There are other things. If someone says, hey, I have a question about this, I need this, guess what? We jump on. We'll do bonus trainings. We are there to serve the Inner Circle community members. And if you're a little curious more and you're like, I just don't know if it's a right fit for me, reach out to us. This month in June, we are offering for the month of June as a give back to our Blessed Mom and Bosses community, 15-minute one-on-one trainings, okay? You come with one idea of what you need help with. We help you overcome and give you some ideas of how to overcome that idea. Maybe it's something specific, or maybe you're just like, have a question. It's an opportunity for you to spend 15 minutes one-on-one with us. So if you want that link, drop us a message. We'd love to have it, or check your email because it's in your email from this Sunday. So you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. If you find this group incredibly beneficial, let us know. Post below and invite others into it. We are always here to help and serve women in their business. So y'all have a great rest of your day. Great to see you, Blair. Thanks for hopping on.